Hey, BookTube and others, people who love to read, people who love books, people who are just curious and are stopping by to see what's going on in this legend called BookTube. Glad to see you're here. My name is Michael Romeo. I talk about books. And today, I'm doing probably the fastest monthly wrap-up ever. And here it comes. Hey everyone. Today I'm doing my June wrap-up. And June was a crazy month, with the result that I only managed to read 2 books, and that is really, I mean, I know I'm a slow reader, but usually I get like 4 or 5 books in a month. But this was just one of those months. I rarely had time to read, even at work where I get most of my reading done because I work third shift in a hotel when everybody's sleeping. Even that, I was so busy that I only got to read in little bits and chunks. But I did get 2 books read, and they were 2 excellent books. Both of them I've given 4 stars on Goodreads. The first one is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This was a book that was a total delight, I have to tell you. It was not what I expected at all. I didn't read the jacket blurbs before reading it. I didn't even really hear much word of mouth about it. Um, I went into it really blind and just expecting, okay, this is a sci-fi novel about a man abandoned in space. That was about all I knew about it. So I went into it expecting an edge of the seat thriller. And boy, was I wrong. It is one of the most darkly humorous, tongue-in-cheek, sarcastic books I've come across in a while. And back in my early days on BookTube, the early days being like January, February, I did a BookTube video about quirky books. And if I can find out how to do it, I'll put that card up here. If you don't see the card up here, then I didn't figure out how to do it. But anyway, I did one called Quirky Books, and had I read this book prior to that, I would have included it on the quirky book list because it is definitely quirky. We have Dr. Ryland Grace, who is kind of a ne'er-do-well doctor. He's a doctor of, is it physics or biology? I forget which it is. I think it's biology, come to think of it. Who wrote a paper that was trashed by his peers, so he decided to drop off the grid, and that grid anyway, not the big grid, and become a middle school teacher of science, where the kids worshipped him and adored him. And he gets tracked down to do a mission into space that will help save the Earth from utter extinction. Just a little responsibility on your shoulders there. There's a lot more that goes into it. I won't give you spoilers because there's a lot of little twists and turns and quirks and all kinds of stuff just surrounding this mission. The book is written from 2 points of view. Well, it's all from Ryland Grace's point of view, but you have what's happening now, and you have flashbacks to what led up to what's happening now. And it goes fairly easily between the two. I actually enjoyed the flashbacks better than I did the current stuff. The characters that he runs into are very well painted, very well conceived, and I just found it more entertaining. Not that the other parts were bad. I looked forward to the flashbacks when I was reading the other parts. So he goes on this mission to save Earth, and things happen. And that's about all I'm going to tell you about it. Other than it's a really good book and you should read it. working at the hotel, I would often have it on the front desk, and so many people saw it and said, "Oh, I've been meaning to read that book," or I have it and I just haven't started it yet." Uh, and I'm telling you, people who are out there who have it or been meaning to read it, go ahead and read it. You won't be disappointed. It's a lot of fun. The humor, as I said, is sarcastic, tongue in cheek, on the dark side, and funny. Just yeah, there's some laugh out loud moments in it. So enjoy that one. The other book I managed to finish was A Matter of Justice by Charles Todd. Charles Todd, and this is number 11 in the Ian Rutledge series, which my wife and I have been reading to each other. And this was June's read to each other book. And we took turns going back and forth with the reading. And this is one of the better entries in the series. I mean, they're all good. There's even one that I gave 5 stars to last year. And the series is definitely worth starting, guys. If you haven't latched onto this one yet, Charles Todd's Ian Rutledge series. Ian Rutledge, as I've said before, is a veteran of World War I, and he comes back from the war shell-shocked. Seriously shell-shocked. And in book 1 makes the decision to go back to work for Scotland Yard in the old position he had before the war, long before his psychiatrist thinks he's ready for it. And he really isn't ready for it. But he dives in, and 11 books later, he's still working on his, what we would now call post-traumatic stress disorder. Shows up in a very unique way. I would love to tell you what it is, but I don't want to ruin the surprise when you're reading it. And that's in book 1, where it's revealed what his stress disorder manifests as. Let's just say he's never alone. Okay, we'll just say that. And he has to solve these incredibly deep mysteries. And in this one, the person that was murdered was not only murdered, but was strung up in an angel costume from the ceiling of a barn. Now, if that's not odd enough to begin with, there is so much more that's going on. There is stuff flashing back to the Boer Wars, and it's pretty intense. So those are my 2 books for June. I got 2 read. They were 2 good books. Project Hail Mary by Anywhere, A Matter of Justice by Charles Todd, and both of them highly recommendable. And I guess that's it for now. I did say it was going to be a short video as a June wrap-up. Coming up shortly will be my July to be read. We'll hope that July goes better than June did. Oh, I don't know if I can do another month like June right on its heels. Okay, anyway, see you later. I'm Morfati. Love your fate. Sometimes you just gotta.